everyone. Welcome to an awesome day of FileMaker training. I'm Richard Carlton, creator of FM where every day is an awesome day to learn about the Claris FileMaker platform. Nick Connor, you're supposed to do something powerful and interesting, and we still can't see you. We still can't see you.
So, can you see my screen?
I can.
So today we do the object-oriented in FileMaker. So it's just explaining the concept of object-oriented. Okay, so it's the concept of object-oriented programming. Okay, so that name OOP, object-oriented programming. Okay, so this applies to pretty much all of the languages outside. Java, JavaScript, whatever, C++, or whatever, Xcode. So they all use this concept, right? So you have a traditional coding where FileMaker is more the inheritance of FileMaker is like the procedural traditional coding procedural, like step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4. Like go to. That's why with FileMaker we start with the first FileMaker was go to layout, enter find mode, perform find, right? Go to list view, set or page setup, print, and go back to original layout. Pretty much, I don't know if you remember the FileMaker, the first FileMaker. Marge, I don't even know if you saw it.
No, my first FileMaker memories are FileMaker like 10.
Oh yeah. Okay. So
I know, sorry.
I'm talking about FileMaker where we didn't even have script maker, because we had script maker before, and then we had script workspace. So we didn't even have script maker. Script maker came with 2.0. So Claris 1.0 didn't have scripts. Or we have like go to layout, enter find mode, enter browse mode, print, export, import, pretty much this. Okay, and sort. Okay, so, and this is what I'm talking about, is step by step. Go, right, do, go there, then go there, do this, do that, boom, step by step restriction. Okay, and then we have the object-oriented programming. We say, okay, we have things, we have objects, we have things. So let's say, if you want to, object-oriented will be, you have the data, right? You have the display, and you have the behavior. Pretty much, you have the table, fields, that are data, and relationship, that data. Then you have the display is all about layouts, printing, exporting PDF, whatever, Excel. And then you have the behavior. Okay. We have a behavior, do this, do that, action that we can do, export, import, gather data and do a packaging and send, right? And in between, like something that is linking everything together, right? We have the logic, right? And we can use logic, right? Everywhere, right? So let's say you have data, tables, fields. Well, we have logic, in the field, take that get current date plus the terms, how many days it gets due, past due in 15 days, so get current date, let's have a demo. Okay, let's have a demo. So, and let's create a new file. Okay. Something, OOP demo. Okay. So we have here, okay. So let's say I have first name, right? Last name, right? And date. And then I have term. Okay. Date and terms. Okay. I have this. And let's call that contact. Okay. So we have CON contacts. Okay. I have a table. I have table. I have fields, right? And then here I have a table of occurrence that I'm going to name T05, contacts. I will do it. Okay. So I have tables, fields inside the table. So I have an object here, right? This mentally, and unfortunately, pretty much on C++, whatever, we have what we call classes. Right? Classes. It's pretty much where you can put everything together. You have the contact class, you have project class, whatever. In FileMaker, unfortunately, we don't. We must make it what we call a mental projection of objects. Okay? Okay? So let's say I have table, field, relationship. Then, of course, I have a layout, right? That I'm going to name contacts, okay? Data entry. Okay? That points to TO5 contacts. So now I have here, right? I start having my object, let's say, representation. Okay? I have my table, my occurrence that points to the table, right? This occurrence point to that table. Then I have a layout that point to that occurrence, which point to that table. Okay? And now I can create my class, let's say, right? So I'm creating a folder, and I'm going to call it contacts. And inside this folder, I'm going to put contacts, right? Then, right? Yeah, it's okay. Let's remove that piece of bleep apex and put this. Okay? So now I have table fields, layouts with my, let's say, contact objects. Okay? Let's talk about the scripting, right? Well, here I can have, like, here I had an example, I'll create an example here. I have an example for you. Like, let me say, oops, where it is. Okay, don't want to show it. So I have a script named create contact. Okay. Then I have another script named update contact email. Okay. And then I have another one named send welcome email, right? Why say fmail? Say email. Okay. So that things that, that the behavior, do this, do that. But also this, I need to put that in my mental projection of objects. Objects, objects, objects. Okay? So now let's say I'm going to create another object. Correct? So I want another object. I'm going to create INV invoices. Okay. And here I'm going to put like invoice number, right? And not for now, just this invoice number, total, right? And date paid, right? So that text. So I have my object here. So I have another object. First object, second object. So now I can continue. So I have here, I have my first object, TO5 contacts. Actually, I can put that. I'm generally use the Courier new. Okay. I'm a TO5. This is my group, my class. Okay. And then here, with another color, I have my T12 invoices, right? So here we can do that. Look better. And we can do that. Look better. And here I have my objects, T12 invoices that points to the invoice. So I have another object here. Now that I have my other object, I can come here, right? And say, this is L200 invoice data entry. Okay. Pointing to my object T12. Of course, I need to create my folder invoices, and I point that inside. I have my other object. And of course, here, I have another folder I call invoices, right? And I can create invoice, right? And I can print invoice, and I can set invoice as paid, right? Typical invoice stuff. Okay. So far, oops. So we're good now. Okay. This is what I want to do. So we have one object here, one object here, right? We have one object here, one object here. And here, right? If I go there, what do I have here? One object here, one object here. Those two, I can remove them to avoid confusion, right? But here, right, I have my current object here and another one here. So I have my two objects. So, but they are mentally, so we don't have class. What is a class? A class is when you have in another, language. A class is when you get together all the logic, all the data, the data, or the logic, the behavior. What we call behavior is scripts, right? In JavaScript, we call that behavior, right? So, but we don't have this in FileMaker. We cannot group all of this together, but we can do like a mental connection, right? And to have this, you need to group as is. Contact, invoices, contact, invoice, everything is grouped together. Okay? So do we have any questions so far?
Not at the moment. So
Okay. So pretty much here, this is a graph I have for you. So we have the table, TO5, that says fields. We have the field, first name, last name, email, right? Then we have the buoy, right? The anchor, the buoy, the main buoy, the anchor, not the buoy, the anchor, right? Of the anchor buoy architecture. We have the anchor, TO5 contact. Then we have the scripts, create contact, update contact, send welcome email. And then we have the layout, contact detail, whatever, right? All of this, so this is one object, another object, another object. So we have objects, okay, related to the same. I mean, we have, let's say, components that point everything points to the same object. Okay, are we okay with this?
that's opinions.
So what the benefit of this, okay, is that the benefit is you don't need to think about where to find things. You can reuse things, right? You have a better scalability, a better, modularity, But what for example, so why this matter with FileMaker, So without this mindset, you spread the logic and everything everywhere. Like I said in the previous webinar, you put your stuff everywhere, scatter everywhere you need to dance in your, you need to go there and you have the list of layout and you don't know where they are, or you don't remember you don't remember the name of the layout because you don't have discipline, neither order, neither any concept of object-oriented. So you said, you name your layout the way as it comes that day, depending on your mood. And then you 2 days later, 3 days later, you don't even remember it. Then you scatter all the script all over the place. You don't even use folder. You just create, toss there, and you pray that you won't, you'll say exactly what I'm saying every time. Oh, I will remember. Oh, I don't take notes. Like with my customers sometimes, I don't take notes. I will remember. And like 2 hours later, I say, what the heck I was telling to my customer? I don't remember, right? So, and you're confident with, and then you waste time, right? So you buried your stuff, your relationship is dangling in the graph, all your script steps buried. You don't even know where they are. It's a problem. You can't, you can't do that way, right? So once you build an object, says, let's say invoice, okay? So everything in your mind, you are in invoice, you are in invoice. So the table, relationship, the behavior, like, the scripts, the layouts, boom, it's there. You have a module, everything there. Everything is at your fingertip. You know where to go. You know where to go in the layout list. You know where to go in the script list. You know where to go in your in your relationship. You know where to go, right? So let's see if I have let's open an example here. Let's open something here. I forgot to open it. So it takes some time to open it. So let me enter the password and so tomorrow we have another webinar about this, right? So but I'm going to show you something here, right? So you need to give to your solution, right? You need to encapsulate everything, right? For reusability and clarity. This is your goal. This is your goal. Let me bring something here. Let me go to. Do we have a dashboard here? Yeah, go to dashboard, and let me show you. Or I can just go layout mode. Hold a second. So here, this big giant solution of mine, right? So if I want to go to contacts, right? So this is why I'm putting the name why I'm putting this name big. Okay, why this is so big? Why just do this, right? That's enough, right? No, I'm not doing this because when you want to navigate, right, you navigate your stuff, you can see here, you can see here, you cannot read it, right? Can you read this? No. Can you read this? Yes. And even more, you still read it, right? So, and here, forget about it, right? So that's why I'm putting this big, is because I can navigate, right? So where is contact? Oh, this is contact, is there, right? So this is contact, right? So I can go there and do this, right? I navigate throughout my map. So I know everything about contact is here. I don't need to go somewhere else. Everything is here in this object, right? Which I call world or anchor buoy, anchor buoy. So this is on the relationship, right? On the table, right? Where everything is contact. So you go and you can see contact here, and you have all your fields in one object, contact, right? Contact, everything with contacts. And here, if you go to the relationship, I keep going with contact, right? Here, see? Here, contact. I know this is part of the contact. So tomorrow we go to the logic, object oriented and logic. I don't want to talk too much today, but as I said, we don't have classes like we have in another development environment, but we can mimic our own. We can build our own class feature using tricks, right? And mostly using names, right? So I have here my object, and then I have my object here too, right? I know, right? So if I go to the contact layout, see, I can find the contact layout immediately, right? Because it's in my object. And if I go there, I know, boom, I'm here in contact. So all of this here, this is my contact world, right? Don't know if I can close everything. No, I cannot. So this is my contact world, right? My contact objects. And I have everything here. I don't need to, it's not scattered all over the place. I know everything about contact won't be somewhere else. Okay? So, and same for scripts, right? If I go to scripts, where's my here? This is my contact script. Okay? So I know all the script about contacts are here. Okay? So I don't need to go away from that folder. I know everything about contact is here inside this one, right? So everything connected together, even though we don't have classes, right? Oh, what happened? Are you there?
I'm here.
Not?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm here.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're good.
Okay. So now here I want to come with something with you. Okay, for you. As you can see, if you notice something here, let's go to the layout. Okay. What we call about the object concept, right? It's the oriented object concept. This is interesting because, for example, here I am in site, okay? And here I am in contact, okay? But here, let's close over. Here, in this, where's no, not site. It was the other invoice, I think. Which one? It was offers up. It should be pass. Okay, even pass. No, it was. Where it was? I had a context. I just saw it and I closed it like an idiot. Okay, no. Invoice code. Okay, here. Okay, I have this the same. So here I have contacts, and here I have invoices. Okay, this is an object contact. I'm supposed to have everything about contacts here. So you say, okay, yeah, Nick, but why do I have this? Okay, inside the invoice object. Well, yes, because I am accessing the contact, but from the contact orientation. That's why we say or object oriented. Okay. I'm going to object contact from invoice. Here I'm going to object contact from contact. Okay. Here I'm going to contact from invoice. So I'm not oriented from contact from here. I'm oriented from invoice. That's why it's named contacts. And that's why it lives in the invoice class, is because all of this is about invoices, even though I'm going to contact, I'm going to parcel, I'm going to the filters, I'm going to the payments, I'm going to documents, right? but all of this, because the invoice leaves the document, the PDF lives in documents. You understand? So I don't have a table where I'm putting, my documents. Although I don't have another place. The object for documents is inside. The object, for PDF and media is in documents. That's the object I need to target. I need to be oriented to that object, but objected oriented. I'm oriented to document from invoices, right? But I could be or oriented to document. I don't know if I have here, I don't know. But, for example, here from contact, I'm oriented to the invoice, but from contact, from the objects, right? So you got the point here. So that's why, you are not confused. If you don't group your thing, how you know? No, let be honest. How you know this layout is all about invoices? You have no clue, okay? Because it's pointing to the table contact. So how you know? But I know because it is in the object invoices, right? So you have not only the way, before we were talking about how to name things, right? This is more about how to organize and how to group things together, right? In order to help retrieve your stuff, not getting confused, not getting, making mistakes, like confusing one object with another one. No, because you know where it is. This one I know is nothing to do with contact itself. It's all about invoices because it's inside the object. So that's why you need to make sure you have a strong discipline here. Because if I move this and I put that in another object, like if I put that in offer, right? If I do this, well, I'm going to confuse myself.
Yes.
Right? Why this was in the offer? Right? Do we have questions?
No, just someone confirming that they're following along. So, I think we're good for the moment.
So do you guys use that? I mean, I know, okay, in FMP, right, we tend to do that, but we oriented with, we group together the mouse world, the touch world, okay, but we must. So we tend to do that, but we don't. For example, this here would have been placed in contact in FMSP, right? But it's not a good approach. It's a good approach for beginners, I understand that, but if you want to get to the next level of oriented object coding, right, where I want to lead you, right, well, you need to do that. You need to make sure that it's is put where it lives, where it belongs. Okay. So we don't have. So now you understand about this L500 stuff, L200 stuff, right? So now you understand that, right? So why I'm doing this, right? And why I group that by numbers like this with 200 is because we don't have classes. So, but I do now. I have the 500 class. I build my 500 class. I have it, right? It's there. My 500 class is there, right? And so sometime here you can see I have some discrepancies, right? As here and here, because this is work in progress. We move things from one place to another, right? So, and we didn't rename things, so don't be, you know, but most of the time, for example, here, right? I have the T25 here. This one is not placed correctly, by the way, because this is, yeah, this is this is a context. So it's missing the context subclass, let's say, right? So I'm going to create a folder here, context. And let's move that here. And let's move that here. Okay. So here, for example, yeah, of course, you know, it's the, why is all everything 900? You know, it should be 600. Oh, anyway, so you create your class like this by numbers and by, you know, always putting the names correct, right? But this is a key. The 500 is a group, right? Like the script here, you know, like in the scripts, you know, when you are in the scripts here, for example, whether let's go to the where is this? Where is it? Where's the contact? Okay, let's go contact. You know, we know that the 5,000, right? 5,000 to 6,000, right? This is contact, right? So I have my group. I know that I'm my virtual mental class. 5,000 is contact, right? So it's a mental projection. Same for the layouts, right? It's very important when we talk about this right now, that's okay. But when you code, you'll see how it will help. You know, I made some demonstration before, but now I'm going to make a video and a webinar about the importance, like the commenting webinar. I really encourage you to watch it if you didn't. The commenting webinar was like a kick on the demonstration of how names is important, right? Don't know if you remember, you know, because even the AI could figure out everything about the scripts without even telling the AI what the script was doing, right? And because of the naming was extremely correct and self-explanatory. So thanks to the name, I could understand what the script was doing. But here the same thing is because everything is organized very well. We have object-oriented organization. That means I know where to go and pick the information. Well, if we don't have any question, I think we can just.
With such a large anchor buoy, how do you avoid loading times getting longer?
If you have a long anchor buoy, and so I'm going to prove to you that there's nothing to do with how many anchor buoy you have. Look, I'm going to open something that I built a long time ago. That's why I even need to go down to 21 because otherwise the server they have is, you know, since we didn't talk for a long time, I don't, you know. But the solution is one of the biggest I ever built. So, and the server is in Canada. So let me open it. And let me open it. And we see that it doesn't matter. If you have problem of loading the relationship map, it's because you have another problem, and I'm going to show you. Okay, that's a good question. Nothing to do with how many, what matters is, yeah, the server is in Canada, so, and I'm on the other side of the planet, so. Okay, so here we go. So, I can't really show you things because it's private thing, but let's go to manage database, okay? So, but I'm with freaking, okay, so I'm here, right? So I'm not cheating, right? So I'm going to relationship, right?
Mm-hmm.
So boom. Okay? I didn't cheat. I click boom. And I'm at the other side of the planet doing Zoom stuff. Do you think, just ask, do you think, really think that you will have more than this in one buoy, right? Do you think you have like this one, A to Z, B to Z, and C to W? Do you think you have this? Do you think you have A to B, A to Z, B to Z, C to Z, D to Z, E to Z, and F to T? Right? Do you think you have this? So it's not how many occurrences you will have, because I'm beating you. You know, I know I'm beating you. You know, you don't have that much. You don't. Okay. So and there's no, and you saw I click here relationship, boom. It was instant. And I'm in the other side of the planet. Now, if I open this one, which is not a good schema, because it was made out of huge mistakes, right? And try to correct them, okay? So let's do the same here. Open the relationship graph. Spinning wheel, spinning wheel, spinning wheel, spinning wheel, boom, I have it. So why the other side is boom, and why this one are spinning wheel, spinning wheel, and I open it twice. So it's fake because I have the cache. But even with the cache, it's slow. Even if I go back here, spinning wheel, 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 boom, I have it. Now, if I go back here to the Canadian folks and I cancel and I open it, right? Boom. Right? So, what makes a difference? Even though I don't have that much. Yeah, I have a, you know, I don't have that much ankle buoy stuff here. I have some, you know, I have some, but I don't have that much. What kills me is this. I don't know if you know, if you see it, is this. As you can see, this here is linked to this here, which, and this one here, you know, is linked to this one. So everything, all pretty much, I have ankle buoy, but I still have this world linked to this one, you know, so that's the problem. Pretty much, hold on. Why everything is slow is because if I go here, related table, I have all the database. All the database is related. I have everything. I have no unrelated, sorry. From here to here is related from contact, but it's even worse if I'm going here. If I'm going here, because the guy at the beginning had one table with everything inside the table, right? So everything's slow because everything is related to anything. So if you have an anchor buoy, a clean anchor buoy, you don't have this problem of performance because it's impossible that you reach like a Z. No, I never saw that, because you will start to have sluggishness, Okay, if I go there, here, let's see how far it goes to see okay. From here, see, this is unrelated. From here, all of this is linked, is related. So what kills a relationship, look, boom, 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 what kills is all their interaction. This one interacted with, it's this one going with this one, that goes with this one, that goes with this one, that goes with, all the worlds connected together, and you have this world, all those connection here, all the redundance, all the connection, right? It's not really how many occurrence you will have here, is how many group of occurrence will be grouped together. You have this one connected to this one, and then connected to this one, and then you have this one connected to you understand? So all of this and all of this connected together by this one. So everything go there, and it's like, we have you have a traffic lights here for all of those things. Okay, that makes the thing slow. But if you have A to B, if you have a bunch of A to B connected to another bunch of A to B, connect to another bunch of A to B by 1 or 2 points of intersection, boom, you have your sluggishness there. It's like having an accident in the middle of the highway. It's the same thing, right? And trust me, in California we know what congestion means, right, Marge?
Yes. Yeah, absolutely.
I think like anybody that never been in Berkeley, between El Cerrito and Berkeley in the I-80 at 5 p.m. never lived.
Oh my God.
You need that experience, right?
Yes.
El Cerrito and Berkeley and like Valero,
Yes. I also recommend giving a drive through LA during Thanksgiving if you really
Oh
want
yeah,
to hate your
that's a good
life.
one. Yeah, that's a very good one.
So,
Yeah, you need a good radio, and you need a Uno card,
yes.
No, because you stand still, right? It's parking lot.
Yes, no. David says LA didn't like because of the traffic. It's all day. Yes, absolutely. And it's worse during holidays.
Yeah, but the Bay Area is good. It's a good experience.
Yeah, yes. Uh, the Bay Area is not quite as bad, but it's something for sure.
Yeah. Anyway,
Anyway,
yeah. So, are we good?
I think we're good. Yeah. Sheagle said that answered his question about the loading times, so you nailed it.
Yeah. And unfortunately, but we have the same problem here with that guy, and but to cut that umbilical, like I call it, right? To cut this, whoa. uh, that it's possible, right? And but it's a big work, but it was it. It is worth it when you have this problem, because the sluggishness is not just for the display on the map. The whole thing is slow. Your calculated result is slow. Everything's slow. Your data loading is slow. Sorting is slow. Search is slow. Everything's slow. Not just the relationship, the drawing of the relationship map slow. This is just the tip of the iceberg. So definitely you need to cut those umbilicals if you have them. Do you have them? I don't know who asked the question. Do you have this type of connections of umbilicals?
Yes, Sheagle, do you have those or no? David said first world connected to third world.
Okay.
I don't see them
So
responding, so.
okay, no problem. I'm pretty sure. I'm certain that this is the case. That's why you have this slugginess stuff. But anyway, yeah, it's this umbilicals. And that's the reason why this one is not slow. Because I have no umbilicals, even though I have giant tables, right? But I have no, umbilicals.
It's all exclusively anchored.
See, there's no cross. I don't have lines, boom, boom, boom. I don't have this, right? So this block here is one block. This is not one, and I don't link this one with this one, right? If I do, it's the performance is gone. So this why because this here is way bigger than the other one. I have much more relationship here than the other one, but the other one, I have these umbilicals, and I'm killed. I need to cut. See all those. What I call umbilical is this, right? And this, right? So I need to cut those. If I cut those, but if I do that, I break the solution. The solution's dead. It's a huge work to fix this.
Yes. I imagine that's like one of the things that takes the most time to attempt to repair that.
Yeah, this is where FileMaker sucks. This is where it sucks the most. Is that you can't say to FileMaker, find this context like TO5A, for example, and replace everything with TO5A with TO5B, right? It can't do that. We cannot do that. I left with everything ready for them, for that, but they forgot everything. Okay, so let's go. And tomorrow we continue?
Yes, sounds good to me.
Okay.
Thank you, Nick.
So,
thank you, everyone, for coming.
bye-bye.
Hopefully, have a lovely Monday.
Okay,
Bye.
thank you. Bye.